Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Megan and Dave Untitled Podcast, episode 4. I'm your host, Megan, and that's Dave.
Hi.
This is for episode 4 for February 8th, 2019, and wow,
We've already messed up the timing twice in 4 weeks.
timing twice.
Yeah, because it was like we're trying to make this what's the word? Consistent. We're trying to be consistent with the times. We're trying to set for Wednesday. So it's like, okay, we'll do the first show on a Wednesday. Okay, the next week we do it on a Thursday. So it's like, okay, fine. We reset. We did the third week on a Wednesday. Now we're doing this show on a Friday.
Because I had to work and then something came up. I had to work Wednesday and something came up on Thursday.
Yeah. So So if anybody's upset that, well, first off, if you're listening, thank you. But if you're a bit upset that timing's all over the place, sorry about that. But you may have to get used to it.
Sorry.
It happens.
To us. Shit happens. Anyways, here we go. Well, first thing, good news. Patriots are 6-time world heavyweight. 6-time Super Bowl champions. Yay!
In what many are calling the worst Super Bowl ever.
To be honest, I think it was Romo that said these are two good defensive teams.
I think they also said that the Rams were like the second or third highest scoring teams in the league.
One of them, yeah.
Something like that. And it's like, and I think what they said was, because I was watching it live. It was the lowest scoring Super Bowl ever. It was also it was 3-0 at halftime, which is actually the second lowest halftime score for Super Bowl ever. And it's only because there was a game, I think it was number 8, I think it was, that at halftime was 2-0. So, yeah. So, if you're looking for exciting offensive football, you're not gonna get it.
It was the defense.
Yeah, which I can appreciate.
Because obviously, defense. You said it's pretty defense wins championships.
Oh yeah. It was I was actually watching it. Like I'm watching Sky Sports here, and they've got one of the panelists was someone who played for the Chicago Bears the last time they won the Super Bowl. I think it was like 82. I think it was something like that.
85.
85. Yeah, I wanted to get it. And he was one of those defense wins championships. Like he was pretty much saying it the whole time. So well, I tell you guys.
I mean, it was not the best for Brady. I'm going to be 100% honest. We seen the best.
He did enough.
What?
He did enough.
He did enough, but obviously, the defense won. Poor Patrick Chung. Oh my God.
Context?
He got hurt.
Yeah.
It looked like he smashed he smashed something, and he's going to get 2 surgeries. But he got a Super Bowl while hurt. I honestly thought if Chung's out, the Patriots are not going to even win this. And obviously, the defense was great. I'm going to be clear with that. But my God, the Rams were all over the place.
It kind of like I think you brought it up. We were talking about it before, and it's something to ask. Was it the case were the defense really that good, or was it more a case of Goff wasn't ready?
I think it was Goff. To be fair,
because it was like his what second or third season in the pros. I believe it was.
I don't know, but this is just my thing. I think the Rams got in due to what the referees did. The referees did. If this was
Or
Patriots
they
versus
didn't, or
Saints,
they didn't do.
yeah, if this was Patriots versus Saints, Breeze versus Brady, that would have been a different story. But
We'll never
Goff,
know now.
Goff was all over the place. He actually threw to somebody. As a matter of fact, our friend Nick, me and Dave's friend Nick, we pointed it out, and he pointed out saying he threw to someone with their back turned. A Rams player with their back turned. Literally.
Yeah.
And we're like, where is he throwing to? Where the hell is he throwing to? I mean, the Patriots were getting him. The punts were going nuts. They
It was the punt ball.
It was like no. What happened was Brady threw an interception. They caught that, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a long game now, and everything like that. And then like Brady threw an interception. It was like punt, 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 punt. Then Gostkowski missed the field goal. By the end of the fourth quarter, I'm like 0-0. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
When I think I remember we were talking about during it, and I thought when you said that miss, I thought it was like the Rams miss. I was like, oh, we got away with it, but no.
There was the Patriots that missed the first one. Honestly, if Brady didn't throw the interception and Hogan actually caught, if Hogan caught it, it would have been a different game. The Patriots obviously would have won by I don't know how many, but it was just not a good game for Patriots standards and Brady standards.
It wasn't a good game, period.
It wasn't a good game. I
mean, I'll show. You know what? I'll show you this because I'm actually looking at it on here. There was a stat that was brought up during the game that the Patriots against the Eagles last year in the Super Bowl did not have any punts at all.
That was a dogfight.
That was a dogfight. But here, if I can find it, where is it? Yeah. Punts, man, where is it?
That I counted.
It was more than that. Yeah. They had there was they punted 5 times. There was 14 punts in total.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry? Yeah, 14. Yeah, 5 by the Patriots, 9 by the Rams.
And here's the thing. This is a team that started out undefeated.
Here we go. Actually, I'm looking at it. A lot of records broken by this game. The one positive is Patriots had the most Super Bowl appearances here. But here you go.
11.
The fewest points scored by a winning team in the Super Bowl, 13. The most consecutive drives ending with a punt was 8.
Jeez.
The fewest number of touchdowns from either team for the first 3 quarters was 0. The fewest touchdowns from both teams of any game, 1. The fewest PATs, 1. The fewest kickoff returns for both teams, 2. The fewest points scored in 3 quarters from both teams, 6. And the fewest points scored from both teams for the game, 16. They're all Super Bowl records.
I mean, honestly, this was a okay. We will get to him. Actually, let's bring him up right now. So Dave and we asked Dave when we closed the show who the MVP was, who it was going to be. Who did you say?
I said if it wasn't, I'm putting this as a disclaimer. If it wasn't going to be Brady, I'd say Edelman.
And I clearly said Edelman.
I'll put a disclaimer because someone's going to go like, oh, you said Brady. If not Brady.
It was Edelman.
Yep.
I said Edelman because he's having a hell of a postseason. To be fair, I thought the NFL ruined it already.
Actually,
okay.
Sorry, go on.
I thought the NFL spoiled it. I'm like, please tell me you're not spoiled. I want to be happy. And eventually, the right person won MVP, and it was Edelman.
It's good. To be fair, it was if it wasn't going to be a defensive player, it had to be Edelman because he was like the only one that actually did something.
Well, you could have given it to Gostkowski too. But
Yeah,
I
well, the
mean,
more the Edelman was more consistent. Like he was doing stuff all game.
if Gosh Cassidy didn't miss that first field goal, it would have been between those two. But honestly, Edelman was the right one, and I know that a lot of people say that he shouldn't have won MVP because of his ped suspension
I will
before
actually.
they.
I would bring that up because I actually remember someone. I didn't want to bring it up later on. There was one article that I saw online that was basically saying Edelman winning the MVP exposes the NFL's so-called morality because someone who was caught for PEDs won the Super Bowl, Super Bowl MVP. So what morality do you have then? It's like,
Here's the thing. Now, here's the thing about it. You know Andy Pettit.
yeah, but not personally, but yeah.
Everyone knows Andy Pettit, the pitcher of baseball. Okay. Edelman was injured the 2017 season. That's good. It was 2017 season.
17?
Yeah, we're towards ACL.
Was he playing that late?
No, he tore his ACL.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like I thought he retired before that.
No.
Okay,
Who are we talking about? Pettit or Edelman?
you're talking about Bennett, but 2017?
Oh, okay. Andy was retired in 2013.
Yeah, that's
What
what
are
I
we
mean.
talking about? Okay, so Pettit was injured with elbow. He used HGH. Um, I've heard there was suspicion of why Edelman used it. None, what I heard was he was doing it. He took something to get better to heal his injury. So I see a contrast here, a comparison between the both of them. But they didn't cheat their respective sports. That's the thing. Honestly, they wanted. I understand they wanted to get back on the field. They wanted to help their team. Look what happened. Well, in Andy's case, he won the World Series, fifth and final World Series a year later. Well, Edelman won the MVP and his third Super Bowl, and that a year later, as soon as he came back from injury. To me, you know, I don't like when steroids comes up, but I'm gonna say as a fan, what he did was wrong, but he proved a lot of doubters wrong, Edelman. And if it wasn't for him winning this year, winning the MVP, it would have been a lost cause. But do you think he's rightfully deserves to win MVP?
If you're looking at that game, I'd say so. If it
I
was,
think
but
so.
if it wasn't, I think like if there was gonna be someone winning the defensive player winning it, I think this would have been the one. But I don't think there was any real standout moment in the game that would have given one of them that. Like if there was like a player that had like 2 interceptions or something like that, or whatever, then yeah. But like offensively, consistently through the game, Edelman just seemed like the standout.
I think honestly between him and Goskowski, it was gonna be either or, but obviously the right person won. I'm so happy, and Edelman, he's all over the place. He's doing all these appearances. He did media in the morning. He went to Disney World with Brady, which I thought was pretty cute. And what else happened? He won Ellen where he shaved his beard,
Hmm.
but it was for a good cause.
Charity, that's like everything.
He is a good looking man underneath that muff. It looked like it looked. I'm not gonna say it looks. I'm gonna keep it PG here.
Give it about 3 days and it'll all be back.
But he is baby face under that too. I was surprised too. And then Ellen was like, good looking man. He is a good looking man. The girls were going crazy too. They really went crazy when he was naked.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, that's just alright.
All right, but
As you
halftime
do.
show. Halftime show. Hell no. Oh my
I
god.
didn't. Luckily, I was watching it on a tape delay, I guess you could say. So I fast forwarded as fast as I could. Even then, from what I heard, not a lot of people were fans.
Mhm.
And I love how from what I can catch, I love how they teased the SpongeBob thing.
Oh, fucking
Like,
assholes.
was it okay? Was this just a case? Like, I remember like hearing like a while ago that people put up the petition to say have the show the Sweet Victory thing in the Super Bowl and all that. I gotta get the feeling it's like, okay, the NFL was like, okay, we can't get out of this. We have to do something. So let's play some part of it. We don't have to play the whole thing. Let's play some part of it, and then we go to the show. So it's like, okay, let's do the start of any of the music, and then go to our own music. Like that'll work. Everybody be happy that way. Nope.
But here's the thing. I was watching Halftime Heat. By the way, Halftime. If you have not watched Halftime Heat, I recommend it. I 100% recommend it.
From what I can tell, there's not a lot of people who hasn't watched it because from what even some of the participants have been saying, it's highest viewed NXT match ever.
I enjoyed Halftime Heat. I think they should do it every year. Switch it up half the time, but honestly,
I saw someone talk about that. I was kind of thinking they probably won't be able to, or maybe not necessarily they won't be able to, but I don't think they will do it every year because I think they can only do it on the years that CBS has the Super Bowl. Because there'll be a conflict of interest if they go on if do it during NBC or Fox, especially with the new deal. Because they have Raw in USA, which is owned by NBC, and SmackDown's going to Fox. So I don't think they're going to be able to do it for the next couple of years.
And Roma was calling all these things.
Yeah.
Romo was being Romo.
Yep.
And then
there's a cat on the field.
What?
There's a cat on the field.
There's a cat on the field.
Yeah, I was looking back at like highlight packages and it's just like that's the one that kind of stands out for me. Not saying he's not good and all, but that's the one that stands out. Like, you know, you make a positive out of seeing the cat on the field when the game's like 40-0.
Oh jeez, but honestly, Halftime Heat was a really really good NXT. Well, NXT always stays at halftime.
It's a given NXT will do it. The thing was, I was actually wondering how they were gonna do it because they didn't tape it or anything. Like, they didn't tape it in the NXT tapings. They didn't do it at TakeOver. It was live, but I was wondering how, if they were going to do it live, how are they going to do it live? Like, do they have a house show going? Or, like, are they tapings? No, they do it at the Performance Center. I never thought of that.
They had the room.
Oh, yeah, they have the room. Yeah, they got the ring and everything. I just didn't think they were going to do it in the performance.
They did it, and, you know, kudos to Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah, that's like he was putting his stamp of approval on pretty much everybody, and that's, you know, I said, I heard someone else say for the uninitiated, like those that don't know NXT, because this was like, well, this was on everything. This wasn't just a network; it was on everything. So, you know, if people don't have the network, they're seeing this for the first time, they may not know everybody. So hearing Shawn Michaels like put a stamp of approval on everybody, that gives everybody credibility, because, like, you know, you don't hear every day, you know, Shawn Michaels praising, well, anybody really. So that gives them a legitimacy right there.
It was, honestly, that was pretty good. But honestly, they need to bring someone next year for the halftime show better. I was telling a coworker of mine, Disturbed pops out.
Can we just not have like pop singers do it? Like, can we just go back to like actual like rock bands or something like that?
Rock bands would tear it down. They didn't have Metallica and shit.
That's what I mean. Like, since when did the turn happen? Like, why does it have to, like, okay, is it because you want to get a lot of people just want to watch a halftime show of a football game? So, like, you just get, like, what, Maroon 5 or Timberlake or whatever, you know, the big thing is? Like, can you just not get good music? For me, I don't even watch the halftime, so... Well, anymore. I just skip right across.
I don't know. It's crazy, but obviously, I'm happy the Patriots won. You're happy too?
I'm just glad I don't see any burning cars.
Courtesy of Megan.
Well, you yeah, that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see myself getting cursed out a lot because of that.
All right, so now on to the business. Wrestling.
Yep.
And
lots of it.
Becky gets suspended.
Which was the good news for you, but the bad news was she ain't going away.
Oh, jeez.
Let me.
I'll call the cops.
All right, so quick rundown here. There was a segment announced that Stephanie McMahon had invited Becky to Raw. So like Stephanie was going to introduce her, but Becky just went straight out. Long story short, Stephanie was saying, you know, you're in the main event, but so you won the Royal Rumble. You're going to WrestleMania, but you're not medically cleared. So until you're medically cleared, you're suspended. And then Becky went ham. So
Call the
yeah.
cops.
The security guards did nothing. One got suplexed. Good on her.
I was old school Jerry Lawler. I was like, call the cops, call the cops.
At least you weren't old school Jerry Lawler and going puppies.
No, I was
not that old school.
I'm not gonna do that one. No,
yeah. That's leave it back in 2000, please. So you had that. Spoiler alert! Not the last time we see her, he ain't going away. But you had then Becky was being brought backstage. Rousey showed up, and the one line that stands out was just saying "ice and anvil, bitch" at the end. So apparently, Ronda needed to actually clarify the statement because nobody got it at first.
I didn't know what the hell she was saying. I just heard the word bitch.
Yeah, that's because like nowadays, if you want to have the women have any sort of like wow factor in their promos, they need to call each other bitches. Yep. Ronda Rousey came out to have a match against Liv Morgan, won. Then all of a sudden she just gets another match with Sarah Logan and wins. And apparently WWE are going with because she's getting booed because she's going up against Becky and also Beastdale. From the looks of things, they're going with Rousey going heel.
But you have honestly, I think that's gonna happen right after Elimination Chamber.
No, it seems to be happening now.
Because here's the thing, Ruby's the next title shot. It was
for the chamber?
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, there you go. Hey everybody, it could be possible, it could be Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott at WrestleMania. Yeah. No disrespect, but I don't think a lot of people will be wanting that. Her time show should come though soon, hopefully. But maybe not yet. You had a Fatal 4-Way tag match. Winners become number one contenders. So was Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, Revival, and the B Team. Who? Hey, they showed up.
Heavy Machinery fell victim to the Name clearance.
The what?
The name clearance. They don't have their last name anymore.
Really? That didn't last long, did it?
Nope.
Wow. But they've also fallen victim to actually no. This is the first of two cases of NXT call-ups falling victim to bad booking immediately. Machinery, the third week up, and they didn't get pinned, but they already lost a match. Build them up first and then knock them down, jeez. Revival win, so fair enough. Then okay, you had Ryder and Hawkins backstage. They actually mentioned the fact that they spelled Ryder's name wrong last week. Like in the nameplates, they got Ryder's name wrong. And also from what I heard, Ryder still got it wrong.
Oh god.
Never mind. In-ring segment with Kurt Angle, basically hinting retirement until they get interrupted by Corbin. Then McIntyre came out. Then it's like, 2-on-1. The Angle's in trouble. This Strowman comes up. Completely no selling the beatdown last week. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I would have thought they would have done that double chokeslam thing on the steps, where it would be like, oh, he's injured and out for a little bit. No! Back in the next week. In the second case of NXT call-ups falling victim to bad booking immediately, Nikki Cross and Alicia Fox lost to Sasha Banks and Bayley. First off, what the hell are you doing putting Nikki Cross and Alicia Fox together? Teaming up because crazy? That's all you got?
Crazy meets crazy?
That's your basis? Okay. To be fair, if they were going... Well, I guess they had to throw two people at Sasha and Bayley because they had to be in the Elimination Chamber. They had to find a way to get them in. Okay. Yep. So, and... Yep, that's about it. The Jeff Jarrett thing... The Jeff Jarrett Elias thing is still going. The one fear that I had with this was they're going to run it into the ground, and that's exactly what they're doing. And I wouldn't be surprised they do it again at Elimination Chamber. Kickoff show match confirmed.
Oh my god.
So long story short, Elias wins, but then Jarrett and Road get the heat back. Using a non-gimmick guitar, it didn't break. So that's going to hurt his back. So, I wouldn't be surprised they do it again. There was a Dana Brooke Natalya backstage segment, and Dana Brooke was going mad. Then the whole joke was, Dana Brooke was talking to Natalya, didn't know anything because she was listening to music. Didn't know her. Yeah. Good one. By the way, WWE. You need to give Dana Brooke a character before we actually start caring. Like, don't turn her with no rhyme or reason, and then expect her to care.
Yeah, I honestly, they gotta do something.
They gotta stop doing something with no reason behind it. Your favorite part of the show?
This was really misleading, to be honest.
You confused me to hell.
What?
You confused me with the hell with this. It was said it was Balor going to be against Lashley, which fair enough they said that. Then for some reason you said, it's going to be for the title. Like
WWE Twitter actually reported it.
Somebody messed up with that one.
Somebody goofed up, and then obviously we're waiting. Finn cuts out promo.
As you do.
What?
As you do.
And he goes, "Aww." And he's saying the Irish are stubborn. Is that true?
I didn't even hear what you said there because you're muffled.
The Irish are stubborn. Stubborn.
They're stubborn. Yeah, I'd like to say I'm stubborn.
Okay, he goes, the Irish are stubborn. He's actually being understandable. And I'm like, oh. I do my thing. A number one that I think
Can you? I was, I
at
was,
the
I was,
Super Bowl.
I was gonna say,
What?
can you hear that?
What?
That's the sound of me rolling my eyes back into my head.
Okay. And then Lashley comes out, and I'm thinking, okay. And then Leo is in ring gear. It's not going to be Finn that fights him. It's
You
going to
mean
be
it's Lashley
Leo.
not gonna fight Finn? Yeah.
It's going to be Leo.
Yeah.
And obviously, Lashley said for the
It's called
Intercontinental title.
this is called building up a feud, folks.
And Lashley goes, if you can defeat Leo, you get an Intercontinental Championship match.
And he
I'm sorry,
did.
if you entertain me
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. And he did.
And honestly, here's the thing. Leo versus Lashley was pretty. I'm sorry. Leo versus Finn was pretty good. I think the hurt heel and everything. Wait a second.
It's
WWE
don't.
is not really doing this, are they?
What are you talking about?
Okay, just a spoiler alert. Nia versus Dean Ambrose.
We're actually we're actually
Soft champion.
we're actually jumping ahead here
What?
because there's the next segment.
Oh.
But go on.
Okay. But Lashley said if so and so win the match, if Finn wins the match, interchange and he wins, Lashley tries to get involved. It was even up. And honestly, I was surprised how Leo was moved to against Finn. But
To be fair, like, have you seen Leo Rush? Have you seen him? Like, he's good. There's a reason why he's there. He's not just a manager. He wrestles. He's still wrestling at 205. He's not just a manager these days.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was coughing that.
Okay. What I saw with Leo Rush and Finn, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, and it just adds fuel to the fire of those 205 Live rumors.
Well, apparently that was false.
Duh.
Because somebody fell for a fake WWE news account, and all hell broke loose, and it was confirmed false.
One of these days, someone's just gonna take an article from Kayfabe News and think that's real.
And then they did that. So I don't know what's gonna happen at Chamber. Nothing has really been announced yet.
But you still got a week.
And in Cleveland, they actually let the cat out of the bag that it could be Finn versus him for the title. I don't know. Anything could change from now and then.
God's subject to change, and then again, you could always try to stretch it out to Mania.
Well, that is true too. But here's the thing. Moving forward.
Anyway, next segment. The streak of bad Moment of Bliss segments continues.
I thought returning her babyface.
They did. Well,
they did?
Well, they tried to. Like, they had a go against Nia Jax last week. Okay, so... Okay, part 3 of WWE booking NXT call-ups badly. For some reason, they're trying to turn EC3 into a mute. Why? They put him on a talk show segment, and he kept getting interrupted. So the EC3 came out, then Nia interrupted him, then Ambrose interrupted him, then the two of them have a, altercation, and then that turned into a match. What? Okay, fair enough. Though, as a part of a good booking of an NXT guy, NXT call-up immediately, EC3 actually beat Ambrose. This actually answered my question last week of what they're going to do with Ambrose, because I thought, since they made the announcement of he's not resigning, were they going to just let him sit out of his contract, and they're going to keep using him? So, this answered, they're going to keep using him. Though, don't be surprised if Ambrose loses every match he's in from now on.
And I was reading before, in Jonesboro, they're having Nia versus Ambrose.
Where? A house show?
Yep.
Doesn't count.
I mean, I don't know why it's a house show. I think they should do it on TV.
They're probably doing it on a house show to test it out before they put it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what house shows. That's what house shows are for, basically. They don't exist in the continuity, so it didn't happen. So there's that. Okay. Then you got the main event. Angle and Strowman versus McIntyre and Corbin, and for some reason, they decided to pick this. The referee decided to pick this match to enforce the rule of the illegal man can't come in and interfere.
That is stupid.
Like, I don't get it. At least be consistent. Like, being consistent is like, oh, we warned you twice you can't do this, and the third time you did it, so we disqualify you. No, it's like, be consistent in more than one match. I don't, WWE's stupid sometimes.
I think they're on crack.
They never offer. Okay. Alright.
Next segment.
That's the end of the show.
For Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. So, confusing. It's like,
but no Seth.
If you, they had a Seth Rollins promo, but that was it. Apparently, there's rumors, there's word going around. I don't know if it's true or not that Rollins is actually injured. So they may just use it as an excuse to keep him off TV for a couple of weeks, and then, when he's healed, then put him back on TV. Don't risk it.
We'll wait till he's done. We're done with WWE part to announce what's going on.
Okay then. Yeah. Okay, so SmackDown. And you thought you could get away with it.
A confession, I actually missed SmackDown because I was out.
Alright. Do you know what happened though? Well, I can explain it to you. We're gonna go through it. The Charlotte came out, did a promo, basically says, basically going heel. Finally, thank you. Basically called Becky a liability because what happened on Raw, and saying now that she is suspended, Ronda Rousey needs an opponent for WrestleMania, and she volunteered herself. And it's like, then she did the point to the WrestleMania sign, but who comes out through the crowd underneath the WrestleMania sign? Becky Lynch. And the one, what was the line? There was a line that Charlotte said here. Oh damn! I forget what the line was, but it was actually a good one. Anyway.
Triple H told her to say.
Triple H came out, basically said Becky, you're suspended. Go home. Charlotte tried to be antagonist and try faking the knee injury, but Triple H was being like the grumpy old stepdad and tell him this doesn't concern you, get out. And Triple H was just trying to be considerate, just like, here, you need to rest up. If you want to go in, be cleared, go home. And then when Triple H walks out, Becky comes out and says, "How's Steph?" So basically, trying to push his buttons, and then Triple H let him have it. Or Triple H let her have it. And basically saying, actually, this whole thing is a charade. You're trying to be a martyr. You're trying to find a way out because you're afraid of Ronda Rousey. Because you did that Survivor Series. You went to Raw noon with a suicide mission, so you got yourself out of it. So you're doing it again. Something like that. It ended with Becky Lynch. Bam! And then the nose to nose, and then Becky just walks away. Damn. Now I'm just gonna say this. I know you're not exactly the best Becky fan and all that, but I'm just gonna say this. WWE must be putting a lot of faith in her now, because not only have they had her go on both shows for 2 weeks straight, but this week they had her go on both shows and have her get the one up on both Stephanie and Triple H.
Triple H is going to pedigree her, and that's going to make my year. Honestly, when that happens, I want to be in front attendance. I am going to do this. I will mark the fuck out. And that'll be our opening picture for the remainder of the year.
Okay. You won't even listen to all that. You were just waiting for your time for me to stay quiet, and then you just throw yourself in.
I'm just waiting for Triple H to pedigree the shit out of her.
Don't hold your breath.
Oh yeah, they can't do man on woman violence.
Told you. Okay, so you had Nakamura and Rusev team up against Gallows and Anderson. I have no idea where this is going. Nakamura and Rusev win, so good on you, Gallows and Anderson. You made yourself reappear on TV, and now you're relevant again. Which is a shame. Usos apparently turned heel again. For no reason whatsoever except you going up against Shane McMahon.
Ugh.
Orton against Mustafa. Long story short, Orton wins.
Yeah, that was a pretty good match, I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I said long story short. If you want to know what happens, watch it. Then Joe shows up. And basically... Joe comes out, takes out Orton. And then Daniel Bryan comes out and cuts a promo. with his eco-friendly title. An eco-friendly friend. I did see someone point out this was actually in Washington. So someone actually pointed out the fact that Bryan is actually being very clever because he didn't go heel on the crowd, but he still went on with his persona. Because remember, 3 years ago he retired there.
That's true.
So I guess well, he can still go with the persona, but he's not gonna get booed, or he's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jeff Hardy and AJ came out, said some things. There you go. SmackDown actually had a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
So they woke up. Two teams got in, and now you've got a team. You actually got this. Iconics against Mandy and Sonya against Naomi and Carmella.
Wait a second. Carmella and Naomi were put in the matchup. Carmella, Naomi, Sonya, Mandy, and the Iconics. They didn't have to go through the qualifying matches.
So what was this?
This was see who gets the upper edge.
Well, wait, hang on. So you had the 3 teams then?
Yep.
When did Naomi and Carmella get put in?
Recently,
And the Iconics are already in it?
the Iconics already were in.
So Raw had 3 qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber and SmackDown had none?
Correct.
What the hell? Okay, never mind. That was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least the Iconics got a shot at the titles, because it would have been bad to leave them out. Short but sweet segment with Andrade and Selena. Basically saying Ray's a bad guy, we're beating him up. That was it. It wasn't even a minute long. And then you had Brian versus Jeff.
That I saw some of that.
Yeah. So, good match ended. DQ, Rowan attacked Hardy, so that was DQ. After the match, Joe came back out. And then everybody else shows up. Everybody into the pile. And AG left standing at the end. And that's SmackDown. What the hell? Oh yeah, Mustafa Ali got a black eye over it.
Yeah. Honestly, SmackDown was a better show this week.
I'm trying to think back. It's like that. Take away the Becky things because both shows had it. There's not really any difference with those two. It's like I look at a SmackDown. It's like it had with 2 decent matches, but nothing really jumps out.
Finn.
I said SmackDown.
Oh, he'll be going.
Pay attention, will you? Geez, stop thinking about him 24/7.
No, here's the thing. He could be going to SmackDown because
they announced a shakeup.
They announced a shakeup, international shakeup.
But it's so weird that they announced it 3 months in advance. Like we all know it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
But they usually don't mention it until at least a week after WrestleMania. Here they announced it a week after the Rumble.
That's crazy. I mean, Dave and I are probably going to predict who goes where.
Probably not.
But
we'll probably be dead wrong anyway.
Or we could be dead right.
Since when we have done that? Dead right. That's not even a saying. What the hell? Dead right.
Well, our prediction show is next week for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a setup show for Mania, so we may cheat a bit.
Dave said that with glee.
He didn't say it with glee.
Yep.
Okay, I cheat.
He lies, he cheats, he steals. Anyway, so I guess that's it for the WWE part.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, I think nothing that much for their side WWE. Oh, okay, so AEW.
Yeah. It's like it's a weird contradiction that we got. It's like we're trying not to get too bought up in the hype, and we keep saying, guys, calm down. They haven't done anything yet. Like, wait, stop saying everyone's going up over to AEW because they lost a match on Raw. But they actually have a good track record of when they're doing something right.
Now, somebody, WrestleVotes said something, and obviously they are pretty accurate at the time.
Half the time, which on the internet is a good track record.
Okay. Just like people were freaking out with the whole Finn thing. Going to a flat. People are like, okay, a big current superstar was going in. Obviously, we know Finn was trolling hard. with the pictures of Pac and Jericho on AEW.
He
You
always
know,
does that. He's always done that.
he's always done that. So I don't, and then people were actually growing into the AEW marks. Um, the AEW marks about it. It was pretty funny. They were actually going in on them. And what else? So obviously it wasn't him. Or apparently, allegedly, they said Randy Orton was actually speaking to them. Not if nothing was actually offered, and they were just speaking to them. He just wanted to speak. But do you think Orton would actually leave WWE?
Nope.
I think Orton's loyal.
I wouldn't see any reason behind doing it, because like I said, loyal, but it's also like it's been 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 17 years. So unless it was Jericho, who like he's doing his own thing, Fozzy and the Cruise and all that stuff with all that, and you've got your background noise going, so we can't really hear that much. You didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I caught it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't see any need for him. I don't see why he would jump.
I mean, it could be a rumor, but someone said AEW could be tampering with contracts.
Yeah. Because they're not supposed to go after contracted talent. I don't know. Well, like I said, it's only rumors, so we don't even know if it's even happening or not.
It's rumors. I'm gonna put out big lettering. Rumors.
Don't believe everything on the internet.
But here's
believe some of it.
Here's the as they support. When they make moves, they make the promise. When they say they do something, they actually signed a couple more people.
Oh yeah, and also planting the seeds for more matches for their show coming up. The other thing that like I said, the first thing that they did, which was kind of weird, before they had the whole announcement party, whatever they called it, planned. But the weird thing was their first big announcement was tweeted before the event even started, and they were announcing the AAA deal.
That did happen. That
but why? It's just weird how they didn't kick off the show with that. Why did they announce it beforehand? I don't know. That's weird.
Someone made a goof.
Yeah. But the one thing I read about that was the AAA deal actually helps them, because it's a workaround to some of the talent they already have planned for AEW, and also the agreement with Lucha Underground as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's AAA basically. So, because they needed that. Then it's like you basically had the usual suspects announced, or some of the names come out. I don't have all the names. I just know it's like if you followed the Elite, or I guess New Japan in any kind over the last year, you probably know who it is and be excited because it's the group. The standout for you, though, you said it before.
What? What did I say?
Well, go on then. Wait. Who did they announce?
Oh, okay. So they announced a few more people. They announced. Okay, let me just see who they signed. Let's see. They made strides here, and it's pretty big. They signed. Let's see. Okay. Obviously, they signed Kenny Omega.
The worst kept secret in wrestling.
That was a given.
Yeah. It was like everyone was saying, it's like, oh, Yeah, Kenny Omega is going to go to AEW once he lost the title to Wrestle King. He was like, oh, he's going to AEW. Then people realized, wait, the Rumble's coming up. He's going to WWE, confirmed. He's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Then it was like, okay, he's not at the Rumble. Let's go back to AEW now.
We all saw him being signed from a bat. Okay, so this is who they signed at the show.
It's actually, I will say, it's like, what was the line? Let's say the worst case scenario Kenny Omega. It's like what The Rock said. What was the line? A blind, floated, sleeping, stuck in the basement Stevie Wonder could see it coming.
They signed a lot of people. They signed let's see if I can find it. They also were making strides here.
You would think if you're looking online about so many people talking about AEW, someone would just have made a list, just like a standard list of who they announced.
Okay, so they have 18 so far. Obviously, Kenny Omega. Okay, this is who they have. They have Paige, Adam Page, obviously Brandy Rhodes, Britt Baker, Jericho, Daniels, Cody, Kazarian, Joey Janela, the Young Bucks, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I don't know who that is. Oh, MJF, excuse me.
There you go. Alright, you don't know about his full name. You know about the initials, though.
Alright, OEW roster out of...
that's the China promotion.
Pac.
Neville.
Penelope Ford, Scorpio Sky.
That's SCU.
Jungle Boy. They signed the Lucha Brothers, Phoenix, and Pentagon Jr.
But that's the Lucha Underground thing I mentioned.
They friggin' signed Aja Kong.
That's not if you want to get legitimacy in the women's division, that's it right there.
That Aja Kong is a big name. I'm glad. Yuka Sasaki, Sunny Rose, which I'm 100% glad.
Sunny Rose?
Sunny Kiss, excuse me.
Oh.
Sammy Guerrero, Kylie Ray, Nyla Rose, and obviously Chucky T, Trent Perota, and then Kenny Omega. Okay, so obviously I'm glad that they signed and they're bringing inclusion, especially in Nyla Rose and Sunny Kiss, because they're bringing the LGBT community in, which obviously you got to do, and that's a big step. But of course, we got every AEW mark is a well-known homophobe.
The views expressed on this show by her do not express the views of everybody.
Here's the thing. Last night, somebody said, why do they have to sign so-and-so? Why do they have to sign one person to make themselves look hip? That got deep.
I said it before. It seems like a double-edged sword on the internet and all that. It's like in terms of the trend. It's either you're doing it to be a part of a trend, or you're doing it because of the trend. Or something like that. Something along those lines. It's like, why not just do it because you know it's a good thing and you can, and no other reason other than the person's good. Like, get the race and the gender stuff and all that, get it out of the way and just hire on the person.
I don't know what the hell's going on here. I personally, that's fucked up. It's 2018.
19.
19. You know, wrestling's moving forward, not backwards. We made a big step last year. Well, obviously, the LGBT community, they have been making waves in wrestling. They do a show, Matter of Pride, which obviously is very fun. I've watched some of the matches. They're fun. They're doing a big thing. But these freaking wrestling fans, and someone said it best on Twitter. They said, if you're saying you're not watching AEW because of your homophobic beliefs, you can also stop watching wrestling in general. No place in wrestling for your ugly ass energy.
There you go. It's baffling.
It's I can't put two and two together regarding this.
I don't really understand the mindset of it myself.
Okay, what is so hard? What is so bad about people being gay, lesbian, transgender, or bisexual watching wrestling as well? Being wrestlers. What's the problem here?
I don't see one.
I don't see the problem. As I say, treat people in the way you want to be treated. And yet you don't want to watch AEW because they signed somebody. They're making waves and everything like that. You know, Sonny Kiss is a good is a phenomenal wrestler. You know, he was on Lucha Underground.
Hmm?
But
like I said, there's a reason why he's there.
I'm gonna call time out here for a second, and I know I'm gonna have to bring him up again. And he gets shitted on too because of this. Why the mark regarding Finn? He supports the LGBT community. I have the rainbow shirt regarding his shirt regarding it. What is so hard with people being supportive of one another?
No idea.
I don't know. And watch, we're probably going to shit it on because we are a female site.
Well, we work on one.
Well, we work on it, me and Dave, but I don't know what.
Actually, I work on like 6, so.
You work on 6. I just have 1. But here's the thing, and I'm going to say this, guys, everyone, respect your brothers and sisters out there in the wrestling community. There's no place for hate. We go through that each and every single time. Every day, we experience something happening. And obviously, it's disgusting how these marks treat other wrestling fans or other wrestlers because of this. There's no need for that here. And it disgusts me half the time. Whatever happened to showing people respect? That's what I want to know.
Again, I guess it's just a case of like, treat people the way you want to be treated, and I guess people love to be treated like shit.
There's no need for that.
Yeah. So,
yeah. It's sad, so.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, so is there anything else we should add?
I don't think that there's anything.
Okay. Alright, so
like halftime heat was good. Raw and SmackDown, yeah, I think that's everything.
WWE.com honored Black History Month too, which is pretty cool.
I gotta get back on that actually.
Get on track. So,
for the WoW stuff, so.
I guess that wraps up the Megan and Dave report. So
Untitled show.
That's our show.
Yep.
That's our show.
It's like 2 days late, but it's still there.
Mhm. Alrighty. Thank you guys.
Okay. See you next week. Whenever day we decide to actually do it.
See ya.
It could be Wednesday. It could be next Sunday. I don't know. Well,
Okay.
bye.
Alright. Bye, everyone.